Hey y'all, what's up? I'm Brian with Fisher's Off-Road, and in today's video I'm going to cover with you one of the most important things that you need to do with a new winch. Whether it comes on your new side-by-side or you buy a new winch out of the box and you mount it on your ATV or side-by-side, you have got to stretch your wire rope or synthetic rope to make sure you get maximum life out of it. What's going to happen is whenever they wrap this up at the factory, it has very little resistance. They just do it to get it on the drum. So when you go to use it for the first time, it's under a lot of tension. You're going to pull that wire rope down through the top layers and the existing wraps that are on it. You're going to kink it, you're going to fray it, and you're going to cause damage to it, and then you won't get the maximum lifespan out of your wire rope or synthetic rope. So one of the first things you'll want to do is look for a bit of an incline. You don't want it too flat or else there's no tension on there unless you get in your vehicle and you give a little bit of brake or even pull the emergency brake a little bit. But what we've done is we put our Jeep up here on an incline, so we'll free spool our cable out, we'll hook it up to the Jeep, and then we'll just start winching, and we'll stay out of the vehicle and keep an eye on it to make sure that the cable's stacking properly. So what we'll do is we'll come over here and disengage our winch so we can free spool it. And if you look in here, I don't know if you can see it or not, how the wraps aren't very tight at all. They aren't very snug. See how they're crossed over in there? So if you went to use your winch for the first time and it's like that, you're definitely going to ruin that cable. The winch that we have on our RMAX 4 is the Warn VRX 45, and that's what comes stock on this limited vehicle. So we'll bring this up here to our Jeep, and we want to make sure we pull it out till there's about 5 wraps left on the drum. What we have here is an accessory kit, and besides your winch, this is probably one of the most important things you can have with you out on the trail, because it's going to save your winch and your cable and your hook, and it's also going to save trees, because what we use is a tree trunk protector, and you wrap this around the tree and it saves the tree. Let's say this is the tree. A lot of people will take their stuff and they'll do like that. Now if that's the tree, number one, that's going to kill the tree. Number two, you're going to kink your cable, so you don't want to do that. So that's one of the reasons why you have a tree trunk protector. You might see some folks take their hook and just put it on here like that. I personally don't like doing that. It's metal on metal with your hook and with this hook. I like to be able to put the softer strap on here and then put my shackle on here so I can hook my shackle and my hook together. That's just my personal preference. Whenever you're using a shackle, you'll want to go on until you feel it touch. It gets a little snug, and then you're going to back it off a half turn, because as you're winching, your pin will tighten up in your shackle as you're winching. If this was on a tree, your tree trunk protector would have room to stretch out and expand. If you put these on that pin, they don't have any room to stretch out or expand if it's on an angle. You just want to do it like this, so that way if this was a tree and it'd be pulling like that, everything's stable and lined up. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go down here and engage the clutch on our winch, and then we're going to start the RMAX and we're going to start winching. All right, we got that engaged. So we're going to use our Warn hub to winch, and we'll just hold that down, and there we go. We got her unlocked and we're ready to start. So what we'll do is we'll fire it up and we'll get things settled in, and then we'll get her done. It's going to show you your battery here, and as you're winching, it's going to be drawing down on that battery, so when you let off, the machine brings the battery back up. Now if you have the Axon, it's going to let you know if the winch is being overloaded and if it's heating up, and then it's also going to show the battery. So you have 3 things that you're going to see with an Axon, but with a VRX 45 or any VRX, you're going to have 1, which is your battery. So we're going to go ahead and make sure everything's lined up. So I'll pull this back here so you can see in there, and I'm going to winch it a little bit so you see how it's supposed to stack. See how nice and neat and tight that's stacking on your drum? That's exactly what you want right there. And one of the reasons I like to keep an eye on it is because you don't want that cable running over top of another layer. So that way it's pulling down on the top of another layer, it's all crisscrossed up. That'll definitely screw your cable up. So you want to make sure it's stacked just the way it is right here. That is perfect. This is the same as when you're winching. You want to give it a little bit, leave off, and let your battery come back up. Because if you watch here, you can see the battery power. And the thing about this right here is you're not draining a lot off of your battery because there's no load there. If you get into a situation where your vehicle is swamped and you're sunk down to the frame or beyond that, your load is going to be greater, your heat is going to be greater in your winch, so all your gauges are going to go up and your battery will go down. With this, we aren't really drawing much amps because it's really no resistance, and that was another reason why you really don't need a line dampener, because there's no resistance and it's not really going to break and have a lot of energy. As a matter of fact, if you can see, the line is sagging a little bit. In a true winching situation, if you were winching, this line, if you have tension on the vehicle and the anchor, you're not going to have that line sagging. It is going to be extremely tight and it's going to be under a lot of pressure. So that's the difference between stretching a winch cable and being out in the real world and in the elements and on the trail and actually having the winch. I've seen a wire rope snap before, and I can tell you right now, it's not pretty. And that thing has a lot of energy, and it goes everywhere. So if you're somewhere and somebody's winching, and you know how it is, everybody gets in the mud hole and they're like, yeah man, we want to help you out, or everybody's standing around just watching to see what's going on, that's the worst thing you can do. You want to make sure you clear the winching zone, and you want to make sure you put a line dampener on there, because I'm going to tell you something, when that cable snaps, it is going to go flying, and you do not want to be in that area. You want to make sure you keep your vehicle straight in line with your anchor point and what you're winching to. Then that way your cable stacks straight. Here's another thing you want to keep an eye on. Anytime you're messing with this part right here, anything in this zone, the hook, any of that, once you start getting up into your fair lead, you want to make sure you use the red strap. You want to keep your fingers, you don't want to put your fingers inside of there and hang on to it or try and move it. That is the worst thing you can do, because if it happens to pull that through the fair lead, you're going to get your fingers stuck in there. So use the strap when you get down here to the danger zone. If you look at this right here, you can see exactly how that wire rope is stacked. That is perfect, that's textbook, that's exactly what you want. So there you go guys, I hope that helps you out. If you get a new winch or a new machine that has a new winch on it, make sure you stretch your wire rope or synthetic rope before you hit the trails. I'll see y'all, take care, have a good one.